This is KTN News.
Welcome back to KTN News Center. Now, a center has been opened in Mombasa specifically to help with the fighting child trafficking in the Coast region, a region that has reported a lot of cases, a high number of cases rather, in terms of when it comes to child trafficking in the country. Now, Tobias Chanji is in Mombasa talking to human rights activists. Tobias Chanji, good morning. So what difference are we going to see owing to the fact that this center was opened yesterday?
Well, a very good morning, Brenda. The center is supported by the British government, and yesterday it was opened by the British High Commissioner, that is Jane Marriott, and those that were there during that event also included the Director of Criminal Investigation, that is Kinoti. I remember the center is so significant to the people of the Coast region because they bore the brand of human trafficking and also the issue of pedophiles, considering that Coast region is a backbone to tourism. I remember most people have been going to the Middle East and other countries in the Asian country to just work there, and there have been several cases that were reported of people being abused outside there. But with me is the Human Rights Agenda Director, Yusuf Lule, maybe to just delve much on this topic. Welcome to our KTN News live interview. Maybe just could you kindly just tell us how significant was the center?
Thank you very much, Tobias, for this opportunity. And I must say that the center is actually timely and is something that we really embrace as the coastal society, because as a community of the coast region, I think we've been hardly affected by issues of trafficking of humans, especially in this region. I mean, looking at it from Lunga Lunga all the way to Malindi and Lamu, these incidences of human trafficking have really hardly affected our communities. So it's something that we really appreciate, and we are in support of the processes of establishing such centers within the region.
We've had cases of so many people, especially women, going to work to the Middle East, and there have been so many cases of abusing being reported. Maybe have you ever heard of such cases?
I mean, these cases are very common within the region, and here in Mombasa specifically, we've had young men and women specifically travel all the way to the Middle East and the Gulf in search for greener pastures. But then again, they end up being trafficked. And also in the area of terrorism, we also see a very important nexus or link between issues of terrorism and also issues of human trafficking. So we are concerned as an institution this center would also help us in addressing a number of things, especially with the connection of terrorism, because young people get lured here by employment bureaus to go to the Middle East or to the Gulf in the name of getting better opportunities for employment, but end up being recruited into violent extremist organizations and terrorism organizations. So we are aware of these issues, and we work very closely also with government institutions towards ensuring that our young people, men and women, are also protected in the process.
So opening the center is one thing, and making sure that it works for the locals and residents of Coast region is another thing. Maybe what should be done to maybe improve, to make sure that maybe its objectives have been met?
You know, I relate this with the issue of drug abuse within the Coast region. It's just like putting up the methadone centers. So I think the center will just basically be sort of like a preventative one, but we need curative processes as well, whereby we actually cut the supply of these processes. So in the context of drug abuse, then it will be to deal basically with the drug barons. So in the context of human trafficking, then it will be important, because there are people who traffic humans and young people, men and women, to the Gulf, to the Middle East. Why don't we enforce the law and ensure that we deal specifically with the traffickers? So I think we need to put a lot of effort also on the traffickers and not necessarily on the people who are being trafficked. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Well, that is Yusuf Lule, who's the director of Human Rights Agenda, just delving much on that topic, on the issue, on actually rather the center that was opened yesterday by the British High Commissioner. And as he says, the center is so crucial also, especially on matters radicalization and terrorism. But now he's calling on everyone to keep hands together and make